Thank you, sir, for giving me this opportunity to reply on this important bill to give Institute of National Importance stature to the Footwear Design and Development Institute. We've had about 20 honorable members speaking in detail. The discussion has continued from the day when we began, when 3 members had already spoken and the rest of them have spoken today. I thank each and every one of the members. We've had very useful suggestion. Of course, it is only natural that this bill, which strictly talks about giving a very important stature for 12 such institutions which eventually will provide certificates, degrees and postgraduate degrees, and also offer opportunity for research into footwear design and development. Several other issues of contemporary relevance and importance have also been raised, which strictly speaking doesn't become a subject of discussion for this bill, but because it is leather and because it is now of great importance and interest, those have also been added to the debate. I'll try to confine myself first to matters which pertain to the bill, although it might be useful also to address directly or indirectly some of the questions which have been raised by the honorable members. First of all, the need for giving the stature of Institute of National Importance is something which I'd like to draw the attention of every member. This institution, which till today has only 7 centers, the rest 5 will be, some of them are in the pipeline, the rest 5 will be completed sooner, has an all-India presence and has strived hard to provide very good quality content of curriculum, as a result of which students, even if they took certificates initially or degrees later, have been placed in very good jobs, and our rate of recruitment has always been high, and as a result of which people have sought admission, although as observed by some of the members, the courses were very highly charged, in the sense the fees was, compared to many other institutions, considered to be expensive, but people were willing to join it because it had opportunities at the end of the course. And the recruitment, in-campus recruitments, have always found very good employers coming in, or people with international brands coming in, and also giving them the opportunity for high-end jobs straight away. No wonder, even as we heard a few words of criticism, whilst I'm happy that all of you all have spoken in support of the bill, here and there we did hear concerns expressed by some of the members saying, why is it so expensive? Is this really dealing with leather? Is this really going to be rural based? Are we going to draw students from the rural areas? And if you're drawing students from rural areas, how can you price yourself so high? These have been voices which we've heard. The course is, as I said, self-financed. When I mean self-financed, I'm not saying that the capital expenditure for building the institutes will be taken from the students. No, not at all. It is a fee which is going to be, the course fees which is going to be taken from students, and in that, it is fully self-financing. And because the nature of the course has been such, and the job opportunities have been so very well knit, the cost of the course has never deterred students from coming and joining, and that itself proves that today many of the states which want these centers to be present, the last of the members who spoke wanted it in Kozhikode. There are many other states which have asked. I know the Chief Minister of Jharkhand, and I fully support his thought also, has been repeatedly asking that for a state like Jharkhand to give an FDDI would make sense. You have friends from Mumbai who have spoken, honorable members who have raised the voice as to how Dharavi on its own has brought in that specialism of cottage-based nature of work, but also providing high-class leather goods, thereby earning a lot of foreign exchange. So this sector has had a lot of emotional connect. We had our Anju Bala, member of Kanpur, so vividly narrating her experience when she had gone even as a young member of her household and also running the shop for her father. This is a sector in which a lot of Indians can directly relate. You also had our Kataria ji speaking about how he himself, along with his aged father, and with sense of honor and respect, he spoke as to how he has learnt the skill himself from his father. But not very many have been fortunate to learn it from anybody for that matter, leave alone their fathers. The institute setting up, therefore, was not to lose out on a skill which will touch upon the lives of so many people who desperately need modern ways of making. Like I earnestly heard the member, Mr. Vishweshwar Reddy, talk about go to his village and try to make a, mochi do his chappals which he is wearing, which has a recycled tire in it, and as to how that has also got to be promoted. But he also said equally that today the market for such things is dying, and today the market is for branded footwear, and that comes with a designer label. And we've heard several members also say that in Puducherry, if you have high design, it still doesn't occupy the same level of market globally. Global brands dominate. There is no Indian brand as yet in it. But if we do not give that kind of a modern skill, that skill which is very much linked with tastes and fashion, you're not going to be able to have the manpower which can on its own, either using mudra loans or by associating themselves with good brand providers, can provide that kind of a skill and technology to capture the global market, for which India has in every way the advantages. Be it the leather which is available, be it the tanning industry, which over the centuries has done a lot of good work. I heard one of the members, honorable members, talk about how local tanning things like natural residues have been used in India, and that has spread all over the country. And as a result, today India's tanning techniques are considered to be very good. And international shoemakers or international leather product makers have always wanted Indian raw materials. I even today deal with requests from classical leather tanning sector from Ambur and Vanyavadi. Honorable Chairman, you would know that you're from Tamil Nadu. In that area, there's a lot of leather which is being tanned using kadukai, which is a particular seed of a tree which is used for leather tanning. Kadukai is one of the very famous component with which tanning is happened, and that is considered to be environment friendly. So for all those members who wonder as to where the leather is going to be coming, this country, not today, over the centuries has had leather tanning, given a steady flow of leather, and that has never obstructed our own cow protection movements, about which each one of us will have to be proud, and that has been a part of our freedom movement's call. That's nothing new which is happening in Uttar Pradesh. I would like all of them, particularly members of the Indian National Congress, to recognize that cow protection was part of our freedom movement. Nothing new. Why are we suddenly so agitated about what is happening in Uttar Pradesh? The Honorable Chief Minister is only doing what was very much the spirit behind our freedom movement itself. So I would want the members to be very clear that it is not one thing during freedom movement and another now. So.
Please address, please address. No.
Address. I'll give him one second.
And now 28,000 crores of rupees of meats are being exported.
Madam, you continue. You speak. I'm not.
Thank you. The chair has asked me to continue, Mr. Chaudhary. I tried hearing you, but I think the point has to be made that we should not exaggerate a situation. where a genuine attempt is being made by a chief minister in a state to legalize the matter and to not encourage illegal practices. I'm sure no one of us is worried about a well-elected chief minister who's doing his job, and by just disrupting my answer, nothing is going to change. By disrupting my answer, the facts are not going to change. Our freedom movement has been fully encouraged and spirited by the cow protection movement. We've had such movement also being part of our freedom movement, and I do not want that to be forgotten much before we criticize what is happening in Uttar Pradesh, which is a legitimate duty of an elected government, and that's what the chief minister is doing there. And that should, I suppose, put aside every doubt which people have raised about where will you get your leather from. This country has given legitimate leather for the leather industry, and that should continue. There were questions asked about what will happen to women, will this strengthen women, will there be opportunities for women, and so on. I just want to underscore the point that in the existing 7 centers, the campuses, the male-female ratio between students is almost at equal. Noida has 50% men and 50% women students. Rohtak has 60-40. Jodhpur has 50-50. Fursadganj has 60-40. Kolkata has 55-45. Chennai has 65-35. Chhindwara has 70-30. So women students have been given enough attention and place in our campuses, and everybody who's trained, mind you, gets a job from the campus itself, and as a result, there's now no worry which members need to entertain if there will be enough representation of women in this center. As regards reservation, there were questions asked, will there be reservation given? Will the government's reservation policy will be honored or not? 100% the existing laws on reservation for SC, ST, BC will be implemented even in the FTDI. There is nothing different from any other institute in India as with FTDI also. So on reservations, I don't think we should have any worries whether this institute, because it's going to be recognized as Indian Institute of National Importance, there will be a different reservation policy. There shall not be one different, but it will be like any other place. There were questions about what is happening to the admission in each of the centers. What policy will you follow? As it is, the running 7 centers which are admitting students on the basis of a common all-India selection test, the CAIST as it is called. 10 plus 2 level students take the entrance test for admission to the UG course, the undergraduate course, and the PG students, for the PG program, students apply after they finish a first degree. And therefore, this is already an all-India level test. Because of that level of recruitment is happening, we don't have a hesitation coming before you for recognition to be given as Institute of National Importance. Other than that, there has been a lot of voice about skill and skill imparting. I'd like to add, other than the courses which give degrees and certificates and diplomas, there are 96 centers in the country which are called training centers. These training centers train trainers. They tell people about design, about making of leather accessories, cutting and using computer-based designs, and so on. So the 96 centers are spread all over India. They're not only in those places where the centers exist, FTDI institutes exist, but they're also in places, in states where the institute does not exist. Other than that, I think broadly, these were the issues. There were inputs about how some members would want to have the institute in their respective states. At the moment, we are talking of the current 7 and already proposed 5, totaling 12. We do not expect to expand more than 12 at this stage because if an institute is going for a recognition as Indian Institute of National Excellence, we do not want to be starting off with rampantly proliferating campuses. We would like to limit it at 12, but prove our standards. And in the future, if at all, any time the Parliament considers it worth it, they can always talk about it. But at the moment, we are limiting it only to 12.
Already she said...
I've already given 7 plus 5.
5, that is all.
Kozhikode is not one of them. So, with these words,
Okay.
I thank each and every member who has spoken about this bill, and I appreciate the inputs. We'll try as much as possible when we design the contents or the recruitment or even campus activities to involve the inputs which each one of you members have given us. But I would now request members to kindly pass this bill and give it the due credit that the institute deserves.
The question
Thank you.
is that bill